Wer versteht kein Englisch? Und Gita versteht kein Deutsch. And Gita doesn't understand German. So, haben wir jemanden, der übersetzen kann? Ins Deutsch. Okay, gut, dann spreche ich in Englisch. Dankeschön. Ja. Danke. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the fourth canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 17th chapter, text 10 and 11. Does it start with Vayam? Yeah. Okay. So text 10 is on the board. Vayam rajancha tarena vitapta. Vayam rajancha tarena vitatva. Danke. Yata gnina kotara stena vriksha. Yata gnina kotara stena vriksha. Tvam adhyayata sharanam sharanyam. Tvam adhyayata sharanam sharanyam. Yasadito vrittikara patirna. Yasadito vrittikara patirna. Vayam rajan chatarena vitapta. Yata gnina kotarastena vriksha. Tvam adhyayata sharanam sharanyam. Yasadito vrittikara patirna. Yes, please.
Vayam rajanjat harena pitapta. Yathagnina kotarastena vriksha. Tvamatyayata sharanam sharanyam. Yasadito vrittikara patirna.
Ladies? Vayam rajana janana vitapta. Yata gnina kotarastena vriksha. Madhyayata sharanam sharanyam. Yasajito Ritikarapatirna. Vayam Rajancha Tarena Pitapta Yata Agnina Kotarastena Vriksha Tvamadhyayata Sharanam Sharanyam Yasajito Vritikarapatirna. Thank you. I read also the 11th verse. Dano bhavam ihaturattavenam kshuddharjitanam naradeva deva yavannan nakshiyamahuchitorija varta patistam kilalokapala. Word for word translation. Vayam, wie, Rajan, O König, O King, Chatarena, by the fire of hunger, Abhitapta, very much aggrieved, Yata, just as, Agnina, by the fire, Kotarastena, in the hollow of a tree, Vriksha, trees, Tvam, unto you, Adya, today, Yata, we have come, Sharanam, shelter, Sharanyam, worth taking shelter of. Ya, who, Sadita, appointed, Vrittikara, one who gives employment, Pati, master, Na, our, Tat, therefore. This is now the beginning of text 11, but we can still go through the word for word translation. Na, to us, Bhavan, your majesty, Ihatu, please try, Rathave, to give, Annam, food grains, Kshuda, with hunger, Artitanam, suffering, Naradeva Deva, O Supreme Master of all kings, Yavatna, lest, Manksya Mahe, we will perish, Uchita, being bereft of, Urcha, food grains, Varta, of occupational engagements, Pati, bestower, Tvam, you, Kila, indeed, Lokapala, the protector of the citizens. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Dear King, just as a tree with a fire burning in the hollow of the trunk gradually dries up, we are drying up due to the fire of hunger in our stomachs. You are the protector of surrendered souls, and you have been appointed to give employment to us. Therefore, we have all come to you for protection. You are not only a king, but the incarnation of God as well. Indeed, you are the King of all kings. you can give us all kinds of occupational engagements. For you are the master of our livelihood. Therefore, O King of all kings, please arrange to satisfy our hunger by the proper distribution of food grains. Please take care of us, lest we soon die for want of food. Purport. It is the duty of the king to see that everyone in the social orders, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, is fully employed in the state. Just as it is the duty of the Brahmanas to elect a proper king, it is the duty of the king to see that all the Varnas, namely Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, are fully engaged in their respective occupational duties. It is here indicated that although the people were allowed to perform their duties, they were still unemployed. Although they were not lazy, they still could not produce sufficient food to satisfy their hunger. When the people are perplexed in this way, they should approach the head of government, and the president or king should take immediate action to mitigate the distress of the people. Mukam karoti vachalang bangung langayate girin yat kripa tangahang vande Shri Gurun dinataranam. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militang Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, where are we in the story? What happened before that the citizens now are there in want of food? Who was the king before Prithu Maharaj? Anyone remembers? Vena. Yes, exactly. King Vena. Whose son was King Vena? Anga, yes, thank you. King Anga was very much righteous. Yeah? He was a very pious soul and he was reigning properly. He was taking care of his citizens. We hear in the purport also that it's the duty of the king to take care that the citizens are properly engaged, that they are properly situated in their varnas and ashramas. Yeah? And it did not, of course, go according to birth, but according to guna and karma. Yeah? Guna means the quality, sattva gun, raja gun, or tamagun. It's actually by horoscope one can already tell in which kind of mode of material nature, in which guna a person is. Therefore, also when a child wants to enter the Gurukul in Mayapur, for example, they make a horoscope to see, is this child Brahminically inclined? And then, if so, they take the child in. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for the child if it's not according to the quality of the child. We see children, they are able to sit and listen. There is a Brahminical quality there in the child. But there are children, they cannot sit still. They always have to run and do something. They are more inclined to doing some activity. They might become good kshatriyas or even vaishyas, who are endowed with the quality of Rajagun. So in this way, the guna has to be properly engaged according to the guna and karma. Karma means the quality, the abilities, practically, the talents, what we got. This is due to our past activities. We bring something with us in regard to abilities. So according to guna and karma, the citizens have to be engaged in their proper varnas. As Shudras, as Vaishyas, as Kshatriyas, or as Brahmanas. So the king has to take care of that, because the king, as we hear in this verse, he's Naradeva. Not only, actually, some verses before, he was called Naradev. He is the Nara amongst the, he is the Dev amongst the Naras. He is God himself represented in the form of a human being. And especially Prithu Maharaj, he's a Shaktya avatar. He is fully endowed with the powers of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in this verse, it's even said he is Naradeva Deva. It's even more stressed that he is of godly nature. So his task is to take care of the citizens in a way that they are in their proper ashram, varna and ashram. Why is that necessary? Not only for their comfort, but mostly that their minds are peaceful. These varnas and ashramas, they are just kind of a surrounding of a setting in which we can peacefully practice our spiritual duties. This is the main task. The varnas and ashramas is just a naimitic duty. It's a temporary duty. It fits to us in one lifetime. The next lifetime we may have another varna. But what is always staying with us is the Sanatan Dharma, is our eternal duty as spirit souls. And this is to worship the Lord properly and develop our loving devotion, our loving relationship with the Supreme Lord. And the king has to see that the citizens are able to progress on their spiritual path. So he has to provide employment. He has to see that they are properly employed, that they have something to do, that food grains is growing, and that they have house and enough foodstuff, and that they are satisfied mentally. That even we heard that during King Prithu's reign, there were not even mental difficulties with the people, with the citizens, because he was reigning very extraordinarily for the satisfaction of everyone. But in this moment here, he is just, yesterday we heard, day before yesterday, he got coronated. Jai Jai Shishi Prahlad Lakshmini Singha Bhagavan ki Jai. He just got coronated as king. And the people were suffering from hunger. Why? Because before Prithu was King Vena. The king, he was reigning. And Vena was the son of King Anga. Anga, as we heard, he was a very righteous king. He was married with Sunita. Sunita was the daughter of death personified. And it is said that the son inherits the qualities of the mother line. of the ancestors, of the forefathers of the mother, like her father. And the child, Anga, he had very bad qualities. He was very cruel. It's even hard for us to read what he did in his childhood. When he played with his playmates who were of same age, he just killed them. He did not hesitate. He was not feeling any compassion, nothing. And he took a bow and arrow, and he went to the forest and he just killed the deers, just out of fun. No? Had very bad qualities. Then there was the thought for his father what to do. What shall I do with this child? He tried to rectify him in many ways. He was not successful. And it said, actually, a bad son is not necessarily bad. Because a bad son helps the father not to become too much attached to the family. But, again, to follow his eternal duty, his Sanatan Dharma. And what did King Anga do at one point when he was not... he had no idea anymore how to rectify his son? In one night, he just left his kingdom. He left, he went to the forest, he detached himself from his opulences, what he had as a king. He reigned over the whole world. He was a very powerful, very mighty king. But he left it all, he detached himself, and he followed his Sanatan Dharma duties. Now, the state was without a ruler. And the Brahmanas, it's the duty of the Brahmanas to take care that the state has a proper king. And they were discussing also with Sunita, with the wife of King Anga. And they decided to make the son, Vena, the king, although he was so cruel by nature. So he got coronated, and due to the coronation, of course, he became even more proud, as he was already. And he started to forbid the Brahmanas to perform their sacrifices. And he stopped all religious activities in his state. This sounds quite familiar to nowadays government going on. People were suffering like anything. And we hear in the Bhagavad Gita the cycle of sacrifice. If the sacrifices are performed by the Brahmanas properly, then what happens? The demigods are satisfied and they send their rains. And the rain is necessary to make the grain grow. Otherwise, there is no food. If there are no sacrifices performed, there are no grains. And if there are no grains, there also is not possible to offer sacrifices, because the grains are also offered in sacrifice in the fire. So naturally, people were starving, because for quite some time, this grain production was hampered. It was stopped even by the king himself. So therefore they came now, these citizens, they approached King Prithu and asked, please help us, we are starving, we have a hole in our stomach. We also sometimes experience a little bit of hunger, but actually the real kind of hunger none of us had to experience, I believe. Where there is people are starving, they are very thin, and they have like a hole. It said when there is nothing given to the stomach starts to digest itself. There is a hole in the stomach, so people become sick. So the king has to take care that proper sacrifice is done. Otherwise, there is no food grains growing, and then the people are starving. So Prabhupada actually, he very much stressed the farm communities to become independent, to become self-sustaining in regard to food production. Here in this community, it's very well actually already put in action, with a huge garden. More land is there what could be cultivated. And already a lot of vegetables come from their own garden. Already quite some independence from the market is there. We heard in one lecture from, I believe it was Kavi Chandra Maharaj, he was telling that, for example, Japan, they put their focus not on farming, but on technical instruments, producing technical instruments, also software and hardware, all these mobile phones and stuff like that. And they sell it in the whole world. And they want to make money with that, but they cannot eat the money. Yeah? And now in the world there is practically not food anymore so much available to be bought and brought to the country. 60% of the food has to be brought to the country. Yeah? But where to get it from if the whole world is not having anymore so much food grains? So there is a difficulty in feeding the people. Therefore, we are very lucky actually here to have such an own production, an own garden, fields with many vegetables who are helping us also in times when the markets get a little bit more like empty. We see in the shops. They are not anymore so well equipped as before. So that is what the king has to take care of, actually. It is said also in the 9th verse, 3rd chapter Bhagavad Gita, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. So sacrifice has to be done. Without sacrifice, without pleasing the Supreme Lord, there will not be any comfort for people to live in. Now, in this age of Kali, Prabhupada speaks a lot about the main sacrifice. Sacrifice, we hear it as yagya. Yagya generally is known as the fire sacrifice, where we offer ghee and grains. But in a more broad understanding, yagya is devotional service. Yeah? Any form of devotional service is a yagya, is a sacrifice. And for this age, Kali Yuga, the sacrifice which is the one most powerful and most recommended is, we all know, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan, yes, exactly. Chanting of the holy name. It is said even, it is foretold in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, text 32. Krishna Vanam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Hisomedasa. In this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates, by performance of Sankirtan Yagya. And Prabhupada writes to that other yagyas prescribed in the Vedic literatures are not easy to perform in this age of Kali. But the Sankirtan Yagya is easy and sublime for all purposes, as recommended in Bhagavad Gita also. So the Sankirtan Yagya, the singing of the holy name, is in this age most powerful. There was even an incident in one village in India where they had no rain for months even. Yeah? And nothing was growing, no grains, no food for people. And they called Prabhupada, please come over with your devotees and make Harinam in our village. And Prabhupada came with a group of devotees and they went through the village performing Harinam Sankirtan, and after that the rain started to fall. Yeah? It is even said by Prabhupada that the Third World War can be avoided by singing the holy name of the Lord. Yeah? It has such a severe impact in the atmosphere. If we chant japa on our own, the sound, even though there is not much sound, but the energy is going in the atmosphere. It makes an impact. It makes a change. If we come together, nowadays we have so many kirtan melas all over the planet. It has an energy. It has a purifying effect on the whole atmosphere. And it gives a balance to the more dark energies in the universe. So this is, for the Kali Yuga, the best means actually for people to become satisfied. Not even only satisfied, but to become fully blissful, to make advantage in their spiritual practice. And it's something so simple. Yeah? Prabhupada also writes here, it's something so simple. We all like to dance, we all like to sing. Yeah? And we see when we go on Ratha Yatra or on Harinam, people are attracted. Yeah? Some maybe not, but some are attracted. And we have here an example. Daniel, you were joining, not by Harinam Sankirtan, but by book distribution. You met a devotee, immediately you got attracted, and shoop, you are here, same day. Now you are here and listening Bhagavatam class. Amazing. No? This is the power of the Sankirtan Yagya, which is actually in this Yagya the main Yagya. There is one beautiful verse composed by a great saint, Brijpasi saint Manohar Baba. He was living at Govinda Kund, at Govardhan. He has his samadhi there at Govinda Kund. He composed the verse Nam Yagya Maha Yagya. The Nam Yagya, the chanting of the holy name, is the Maha Yagya, is the big Yagya, the great sacrifice. Kalau Kalmashanashanang, in the age of Kali, it has the power to eradicate all sufferings. All kleshas are done, are cleansed away by the chanting of the holy name. Shri Krishna Prityarte, to please Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nam Yagya Samarpanam. We perform Samarpanam, the Nam Yagya, the chanting of the holy name. Yeah? Very short, very simple, very powerful. And what was the main activity what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did with his associates? Hours and hours. They were, yes? Singing. Yeah? Dancing and singing in front of Lord Jagannath's Rath. And after that, what they did? Prasad. Yeah? Jagannath Mahaprasad. In huge amounts. So much that they were not even able to finish everything. Yeah? This is what we can do. Yeah? Atashri Krishna Nama di Nabhavet Krayam Indriyai Sevonmukhe hi Jivado Svayame Vaspuratyada. The holy name of the Lord. Atashri Krishna Nam Adi. Adi means and so on. The name, the qualities, the form and the pastimes of the Lord cannot be perceived. Atashri Krishna Nabhavet Grayam Indriyai. Grayam Indriyai. Indriyai are the senses. And Grayam means, we could understand them something as gray. Yeah, but it means blunt, by the blunt senses. We cannot perceive the spiritual, transcendental form of the Lord. But then what can we do? We only have these 5 senses as instruments, yeah, to get in touch with the world and to perceive. With the eyes, we can see the Lord. Yeah, we think, but with these material eyes, which are just 2 lumps of flesh, sorry to say, they cannot perceive something spiritual. And what we can do? We are in a very difficult situation. How can we then get access to the spiritual sphere at all? And the verse continues, Atashri Krishna Naba Vedkraimindra Sevon Mukhe Hichivado. Sevon Mukhe. Mukhe is the face. And seva is the devotional service. And we need to, again, turn our face towards devotional service. Yeah? There are 2 ways we can turn our face. We can turn it away from the Lord. Means Bahiranga Mukha. Bahiranga is the external energy of the Lord. Mukha, Bahiranga Mukha, is a face turned to the external energy of the Lord. But when we take the same face and we turn it back to the Lord, it's Antaranga Mukha. Yeah? The face turned inside. Yeah? And what do we see inside? The soul and the super soul, situated in our hearts. Yeah? So we should take the face away from the external glittering, yeah, and turn it inside and engage it in devotional service. Sevon Mukhe. Hichivado. Hichivado. Ado again means in the beginning. Jiva, there is not. It's not about the soul here. Jiva is with a H. It means the tongue. Yeah, starting from the tongue. Yeah, we should again perform devotional service starting from the tongue. And what is that kind of devotional service? What we perform with the tongue? Yes? And? Yes. Chanting the holy name of the Lord and accepting Krishna Prasad. Yeah? And what happens if we do so? Svayameva spuratyada. Yeah, we become purified. And then spurtis happen. What means spurti? Spurti is kind of a window opening to the spiritual world and allowing us inside. Yeah? It takes us out of the entanglement of the material energy, and it allows us entrance to the spiritual world. Just by singing the holy name and accepting Krishna Prasad. Yeah? Very, very powerful means. They purify our consciousness. And now we are also very close to the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was the one form of the Lord who brought the Harinam Sankirtan, the Yuga Dharma, yeah, for the Kali Yuga. In just 1.5 weeks, we have Gaura Purnima, yeah, the golden full moon, the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we should use the time from now to then and on that day itself and beyond to engage fully in this yagya, in this Sankirtan yagya. Yeah? Chanting, coming together with the devotees. It is difficult to sit and chant and concentrate the mind on the holy name. Yeah? The mind is wandering here and there. But when we come together with devotees and we sing in a group, it is much more easy to concentrate on the chanting. Yeah? And it's actually also the responsibility of the one who leads the kirtan to be strongly absorbed in the chanting. that helps the devotees around who follow in the kirtan to also absorb themselves. Yeah? And when we are full with the holy name in the mind by wonderful kirtans, then we can sit and chant more easily. It is said that the kirtans, they are like Krishna dancing with the gopis in Rasa dance. Yeah? Everybody's together and dancing together. But the japa is when there is our individual relationship with the Lord coming to the surface. Yeah? We see how much is really there in our endeavor, in our sincerity to connect with the Lord. Yeah? The more we are able to concentrate during japa on the holy name, the more we show Krishna how serious we are in our desire to connect with Him. And this taste for chanting also we can gain by joining the kirtans and taking prasad. Prabhupada said, up to the neck. Yeah? Up to the neck, we can fill us up with prasadam. Yeah? It's all, prasadam means the mercy of the Lord. Yeah? He mercifully glanced over the food items. And in this way, He spiritualized them. And when we take them, there is also a little thing to take care of when we accept Krishna Prasad. We should not be choosy. Yeah? We should not tell to the one who is serving, oh, give me this paneer piece, please. Yeah? Or I want that piece of mango. Yeah? Or that burfi over there. Yeah? Because then we are already reducing the power of prasad a little bit. Not actually, we cannot, because it is not different from the Lord, but our consciousness is then already covered and it does not get the full effect from the prasad. There is one story from Ramanujacharya. Once he went with his disciples to a lake, and on the side of the lake they accepted prasad. And Ramanujacharya, he had his hands full of prasad. He washed his hands in the water, and some fishes came and they took the prasad. And then the disciples saw how the spiritual sparks, the fishes, they left their body and they became fully purified and went to the spiritual world. And they became astonished. They said, how is that possible, Guruji? We have your prasad every day. And we are still here. We are still in the body. Why these fishes who accepted once, they are liberated and they go to the spiritual world? And then Ramanujacharya said, because they are not judgmental. They take whatever is there and it has the full effect. Yeah? Once also Prabhupada, he saw one of his disciples distributing the leftovers of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah? It is said that the leftovers of a great saintly person is one of the means which can immediately bring us to the level of pure love of Godhead. It's very powerful. So he saw how one of his disciples went to distribute his Maha Prasad to the others. And he saw how they were choosing. Yeah? Please give me this half-bitten sandesh, and please give me this part of mango and whatever. And then he called that disciple. He said, next time you mix it all together. Yeah? You mix it all together and then you distribute. Because it's not about the prasadam, it's not about what we eat. Everything is prasadam, everything is the mercy of the Lord. Yeah? We should accept it in that way, and we should be very grateful that we are able to receive the mercy of the Lord in the form of prasad. And when that disciple went to distribute the mixed merge of the Mahaprasad, nobody wanted to take something. There we can see the consciousness. And then that lucky devotee who distributed it, he could eat everything on his own. He made a lot of spiritual advancement. Yeah. There was also in the Mahabharata a story on that point. Yudhishthir Maharaj wanted to know if the Rajasuya sacrifice was successful after the battle of Kurukshetra. And he asked the Lord what to do. And Krishna told him, you invite all the sadhus. You invite all the sadhus around, you give them a big feast, and if they are satisfied, then the bell will ring in the courtyard. And by the ringing of the bell, you will know the sacrifice was successful. So that's what they did. They invited all the sadhus, they fed them a nice feast. The bell did not ring. They went to Krishna and asked him, what's wrong? We followed exactly your prescription. No? And Krishna said, you forgot one sadhu, yeah? One hermit there somewhere in the dark forest. You forgot to call him. Bring him here, feed him nicely, and when the bell is ringing, it means your yagya was successful. So they went to the forest, they found that sadhu, they brought him to the capital, Hastinapur. Draupadi was cooking, and that sadhu, he got a huge feast, many different preparations, and what he did, he mixed it all up. Yeah? He mixed all together and he ate, and the bell did not ring. So the king, Yudhishthir, again went to Krishna and asked, what's now wrong? We did exactly as you did, but still the bell did not ring. Krishna said, somebody made an offense against that sadhu. Yeah. In that age, the offenses in the mind, they still counted. Nowadays, luckily, they don't count, but that time they counted. They were wondering, who made an offense against that sadhu? And Draupadi said, sorry, it was me. I got so angry on that sadhu, no? It took me so much time to prepare so many different varieties of items, and he comes and he mixes it all together and eats it. You know, this is no culture, no? And then Krishna said, you have to invite that sadhu again. You feed him again, and let's see if the bell is ringing that time. So they called him again, and they asked him, oh Sadhuji, why you did that? Why you mixed it all together? And he said, yeah, it's not about the different food items. If I have them in front of me, my mind will start to think, let me see what the taste about this item. Let me see how this tastes, or maybe this. And then already the power of prasad is not anymore fully there. So therefore, to avoid my mind to choose, I mixed it all up and I ate like that. And then Draupadi understood. And happily she cooked again for that sadhu, and she fed the sadhu, and the sadhu, of course, he again mixed it up, but that time she understood why he does like that. It's not offensive against her. It's for his mind to not become judgmental. Yeah? And so Draupadi was satisfied, that sadhu was satisfied, and then the bell rang. So Yudhishthir also was relieved, the sacrifice was successful. So yeah, this is, we think it's an easy process to accept Krishna Prasad. Yes and no. Yeah? It's probably the most blissful form of devotional service. Yeah? We can serve God just by accepting food. Yeah? What is offered to him and became his prasad is a very easy process. But also there are some points to be taken care of if we really want to have the full benefit of accepting Krishna Prasad. Yeah? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments? Yes? Microphone.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the lecture. I have 2 points. First point is the prasad is gonna be mixed in the stomach anyways, right? So actually when we are very picky, we actually serve our tongue, right? That's
yes.
Yeah. And the second point is we are, or maybe it's only me, but we have to be very conscious about how lucky we actually are in this movement, because it's in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Brahma and all the demigods and all, they have to wait till the destruction of the universe, till they get, relieved from, or how do you say, what's the word? How they get, when they get liberated, right? And go to the spiritual world. And we have this human life, and just this, doesn't take so long, and
Thank you. Yes. To your first point, yes, of course, it anyhow gets mixed in the stomach. So why to be choosy? Yeah, it's just to satisfy our tongue. Yeah. And the second point, yes, it is even said the demigods, they wait in line to take birth on planet Earth, because although on the planet, on the heavenly planets, they have much more greater facility for sense enjoyment, much more opulence is there. But they want to take birth here because it's so easy in this age to become God conscious. So easy. In very blissful form. Now you are here for 3 days, Daniel. How you feel? Okay. But you think we are a group of just sad people?
A group of very happy people to stay in the place here.
So this is the example, no, the life example of a proof, respectively, proof of just in short time, in few days, he feels attracted already to the devotees, because we cannot otherwise than to be happy in that what we are doing. Yeah? So, and it's contagious. It attracts others also to join us and to become happy, because this is also the soul's right to be happy. The soul, by nature, is ananda, is fully glückselig, blissful. Yeah? And this blissfulness starts to shine through by engaging in service, by engaging, coming to the kirtans, accepting Krishna Prasad. Then that joyful nature of the soul again becomes visible. Yeah? May you stay long with the devotees and become even more and more blissful. Yes? Hare Krishna. Yes. Yes?
On the yagya and rain and grain point, one of our Bhaktivaibhava teachers, he said that Srila Prabhupada said if there was no Sankirtana movement, there would not be even one blade of grass on earth. No.
See, we have no idea. Thank you so much, Sanjay, for this comment. We have no idea. We think, oh yeah, it's so blissful. We come together, we sing and dance and have a good time. But what effect it has on the whole planet and on the whole atmosphere, we have no idea. Yeah? We are all a little tiny part of the whole movement, yeah? a little like a dust particle. And it is said, predicted by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that the holy name will be recited in every town and village all over the world. Yeah? And somehow or other, by our good fortune, Prabhupada said, I have created it for you. Yeah? We are able to come in contact with the devotees and be with the devotees for some time and make some spiritual advancement. And we don't know what impact it has for the whole universe, for everybody here in the universe. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Sanjay Prabhu, for this comment. Yes.
What's with this prediction that for 10,000 years after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there's going to be this golden time where everybody's still chanting and it has a good effect on the world? But what about after that?
Yeah, some say that because of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is only as bad as it is now. It could be worse if Mahaprabhu would not have been here. Yeah. So, and we see how the movement is growing. How many, especially in Russian countries, it's very easy for the devotees to become, for the people to become devotees. Yeah? It's very, very natural for them to pick it up and become devotees. So the movement is growing. That's also a sign that there will be, at least amongst the devotees, yeah, a golden age. If it's like we will have heaven on earth for the next 10,000 years, no, this is doubtful if it was meant like that. Yeah? But at least we will have Prabhupada's books for 10,000 years. We will have the deities in Sridham Mayapur, this huge Panchatattva and Shishiradamarva for the next 10,000 years. We have this huge temple in Mayapur, which is now soon going to open, which is the world's biggest temple, which will be there for 10,000 years. And we have devotees who will be there for 10,000 years. Yeah? And as long as devotees are there, then chanting and singing is going on, and amongst the devotees, there will be blissful time.
So after 10,000 years, there's no devotees anymore?
It will be more and more difficult for devotees to practice. More and more difficult. Even now, we have countries where the devotees are not allowed to practice publicly. Yeah, in Iran, in Dubai, it's difficult to practice Krishna consciousness. In China, very difficult. Yeah, they are prosecuted if they are publicly. Even a god sister of mine, she had to leave the Iran because she was caught in giving courses, discourses, inviting devotees, having kirtan. She had to leave the country. And if she's doing anything wrong, even now she is in danger to get some punishment, even though she is not anymore living in Iran itself. So it's difficult already nowadays, and it will become more and more difficult. Yeah. So better not to wait for 10,000 years. There is also in Goloka Vrindavan the opportunity to join the Sankirtan movement. Mahaprabhu's pastimes are also eternal, so better join there than to stay too long here. Prabhupada said this place is like a toilet. A gentleman is just coming, doing his business and going out. Yeah, not stay too long. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes.
What about this? Sometimes the fear comes up that 10,000 years. So, what if we don't become perfect and then we go to the heavenly planets, and then the 10,000 years are expired because you live long, and then you come back? And the counter argument would be that Krishna says that one who does good never becomes degraded. So those two sides are there. Do you have some
instead of fearing, what if I'm not successful and I end up on the heavenly planets? Better to engage all our energy and determination in nicely chanting and praying to the Lord to help us to move on this path. And we also have the mercy of the spiritual master who is there, who helps us when he sees our sincerity to advance. We should not worry, what is if that happens, or what is if that happens? Yeah? For a devotee, ultimately it doesn't matter. Yeah? If he is here or there, it doesn't matter so much. He will always be engaged in the mission. But what we can do from our side is to endeavor to become strong devotees, yeah? To take the process serious, to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, to chant with adharat. In Nectar of Instruction it said adharat, carefully chanting the holy names. This is our duty. If we follow our duty, this is all what we can do. And the rest is up to Guru and Krishna, to decide. There comes our faith, our shraddha. Yeah? We can do only as much as possible for us. If we do it with full sincerity, definitely it will be rewarded accordingly. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Go Premanandi.